Hi, everybody. My name is Rachel Rojas.
And I'm Anwar Sharif, and we're both counselors with the San Diego State Pre-College Institute Talent Search Program. And today, this video is going to be about how to read your financial aid award letter. You should be able to find your financial aid award on your student portal. Please take a moment to log into your student portal now, locate your financial aid award letter, and then join us back for the rest of the video. You should pause your video now. Okay, and we're back.
So now we're going to look at two awards, one from a UC and one from a CSU. Your award should look similar, but keep in mind each college might display their students' financial aid awards a little bit differently. There are a couple terms you'll want to become familiar with. So here are our two award letters, and we're just going to use these award letters to introduce you to these terms. So the first term you'll want to become familiar with is cost of attendance. So that is an estimate of what you can expect to pay for one academic year of school. And that includes your tuition and fees, your housing and meals, also known as room and board, your books and supplies, transportation, and other educational costs.
You'll find that some of your costs of attendance will be fixed, such as tuition and fees, and others will vary, such as housing and meals. Students can also take cost-cutting measures for their variable costs.
The second term you'll want to become familiar with is gift aid. So that is money that you do not have to pay back. Keep in mind, if you receive grants, though, and you drop your classes, you may be asked to pay that money back. So gift aid includes the grants and scholarships that you're awarded. The next term you'll want to become familiar with is net cost. So that is what you will pay out of pocket. And there's a couple of options to pay those net costs. So these are a couple more terms you'll want to become familiar with. We have work study and we have loans. Couple things about work study is it's not guaranteed. So if you don't see it on your award letter and you're interested, you can call your college's financial aid office and ask if you can be considered for work study. In regards to loans, there's two types, subsidized and unsubsidized, and we will talk to you a little bit more later about those things. One last thing, on this award you see other options. So these are basically other options you could use to pay your net costs. We won't go into those in too much detail here, but just know you can ask your talent search advisor if you're interested in learning more. There's a simple equation you can use to determine your net cost. So you start with your cost of attendance, you minus your gift aid, that's your grants and scholarships, and that will give you your net cost, the cost that you and your parent will have to pay out of pocket.
On your financial aid award letter, the cost of attendance that they show will only be for 1 year. In order to determine the total minimum cost you will owe for your undergraduate degree, you will have to multiply that number by 4. Another thing we want to point out is how much students can save by living at home. In this model, or this example of a San Diego State University student, they will have to pay $17,752 per year to live on campus. The CSU system is estimating that they will pay $6,096 living at home. This is only if their parents ask them to pay room and board. If you can live at home for free, that means you'll be paying $0 to live at home, which means that you could save over $17,000 a year just by living at home versus living on campus.
All right, so there are a couple things you'll want to remember about loans. First and foremost, subsidized is always better than unsubsidized. And in general, federal direct loans from the government are almost always better than private student loans. Another thing you'll want to remember is the total amount of loans that you take out for all 4 years of college should not exceed the amount of income you will earn your first year out of college. So for example, if you're thinking about being a teacher, their starting salary is about $47,000 here in California. So you should not take out more than $47,000 in loans for all 4 years.
Here's an example of the average amount that students at CSU San Marcos borrowed. So they borrowed at an average of $17,498 in student loans, which means that over the course of a 10-year period, they would be paying about $186 a month to repay those loans.
There are several things you can do to avoid delays in getting your financial aid.
Make sure the college you end up attending is on your FAFSA school list. Submit all forms and documents requested by your college's financial aid office. Students will not get the aid that they're eligible for until these items are submitted.
You'll also want to make sure that you set up a student checking and savings account. Ask your advisor if you need help. And just keep in mind that most colleges and universities will directly deposit the remaining of your financial aid into your checking account. You just have to make that, set that up. And then lastly, if your family's income has significantly changed compared to the income you reported on your FAFSA, you'll want to be sure to call the college's financial aid office to see if you might be eligible for additional aid. One more thing, there are several tools you can use to determine which institution is offering you the most competitive financial aid package. Stay tuned to our next video to find out more. All right, goodbye everybody.
Bye everybody, thank you.